Today I'm going to be doing a book review on this lovely book right here. It's Nevermore by Kelly Craig. I've been trying to think of a way to explain what this is about, but I think I'll probably make it sound cheesy or just totally weird and not understandable. But you know what it's about, right? I'll give it a try. There's this girl, Isabel, right there, and there's this guy, Varen, and they get assigned to do a school project on an English writer or author or whatever, and they do this, and Isabel starts, they choose Edgar Allan Poe, obviously, and Isabel starts to discover some secrets about Varen, and he's got some mysterious stuff going on. I don't really want to spoil you, but it's really good, and it's really dark, and it's really creepy, and it's really awesome, and it's really... Maybe I should read you the flap. I don't really do that because when people read me the flap in reviews, I just skip that a little bit because I think it's so boring. I know, one of my secrets. No, I'm not going to read you the flap because it's boring. That's what it's about, and you should read it if you haven't, but I'm sure you have because everybody's read it, and it's very thick. That was kind of why I didn't read it immediately. I got this like super long ago. It's just because it's so thick. It's like 500 something pages, and I've read I've read books thicker than this, but still, I've got the book challenge going on. I don't want to be behind in that. So, as some of you might know, I had a bit of trouble with this book. I had very high expectations for it, and then when I found out it wasn't that awesome, I was like, aww, and I really didn't want to read anymore. So when I was about 150 pages in, I stopped and didn't pick it up again for like a couple of weeks. But if you look at this, like this is about where I stopped. That is nothing into the book. But I didn't feel impressed with it, and I had so high expectations, and so I just put it down. But then I picked it up again, and I read maybe 50 pages, and I was still not impressed. It wasn't bad or anything, but yeah, I picked it up again, and stuff started happening, you know. You started to get some answers to your questions, and stuff started happening between Isabel and Varen. I really loved it towards the end. I gave it 5 stars. I know, shocker, because it sounds like I would give it a 4-star or something. This world that Kelly Craig has created is like, it's super duper uber fantastic and something that I'd never come up with in my head. You know, I'm not an Edgar Allan Poe fan because I like the stuff that I read in here, but I've never read anything because the first time I ever heard of Edgar Allan Poe was when I read Halo by Alexander Adornetto, and the poem Annabelle Lee was in that book. That was the first time I heard of him, yeah. So, as you understand, I'm not like a huge fan, but this magical world and this mystical, it's so hard to explain, but it's like, it's one of my favorite worlds, except for Harry Potter maybe. Like the Nox, there's these creatures called Nox, and they're so, like, these are not vampires or werewolves or fallen angels. These are, they're like made of porcelain, and they have like whale teeth or something, and their teeth are like red or blue or green, and then they have feathers, and it's just crazy, and it's awesome, and it's creepy, and it's eerie, and it's magical, and I really like Nevermore. Guess who I was mimicking there, huh? Jessica? I know a lot of people like read it in a day, that it was very quick. I did not find it quick. I found it a little bit slow. I really liked the characters, especially Varen. I wasn't too fond of Isabel, but you know, she wasn't annoying or anything. She just didn't stick out to me in any way. But I really like Varen, and I hope that we get to know him more in the second book, Shadowed. Actually, this character that really spoke to me was, what's her name? I always forget her name. I keep thinking her name is Dawn, but that's just because I've been watching too much of Gwen. Gwen is her name. I really liked her. She was like this dorky friend that Isabel met like at the beginning of the book, and she talks very fast about very irrelevant stuff, and she's just so funny, and she's so awesome, and she's very loyal to Isabel, and even though Isabel doesn't explain stuff to her, she still like agrees and helps her and stuff, even though she doesn't know anything really. So really liked Gwen. I almost said Dawn again, and then I keep thinking Drew. All these 4-letter names. It is crazy. Also, I mean, guys, look at this cover. Look at that. Oh my god. And wait for it. You've seen this a million times, and I show you it in my haul, but I just love this back. Look at that dress. Look at that dress. And it's a letter here from Baron. It continues like that, so you see her. And the cover for Enshadowed is really cool too, but I don't really like that as much as this one for some reason, but it's really cool. And I'm really angry that they pushed up the release date of Enshadowed to August 28th, 2012, which is so far away. So, to be read pile updates. It's crazy, I'm reading a bunch of books right now. The Dead of Night by John Marston. I'm like 30 pages into this. I'm reading this for school. There's a Swedish book actually called Tusen Gångstakare, which you don't care about. A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray, which I've been reading for forever and I kind of stopped. But it was good. I'm ashamed to show you this book, Zombies vs. Unicorns. I've been reading this since like Easter, but it's just that I never pick it up, and I'm about to start Maureen Johnson's story called The Children of the Revolution. Actually, I lied to you. I read like 2 pages of that. But, yeah, I only pick this up when I'm like in between books. I don't have anything else to read. So this is not really a book I'm reading. It's just a book that I have and sometimes read. And then the book that I'm mainly reading that I bring to school to read and stuff, and it's Boys That Bite by Mary Mancusi. And you don't know that I have this book because I haven't done my haul yet. But I have this book, and it's really super good and it's super funny. And I'm that far in, so I've got like not much left. And it's so fun. It's not like deep or anything. It's a vampire novel, and it's from like 2006 or something. But it's super funny, and there's lots of Buffy references. It even says in the beginning, in the acknowledgements, to Suzanne for holding Buffy night every Tuesday, and to Joss for creating Buffy in the first place. So obviously the author is very inspired by Buffy, and there's loads of pop culture references that I actually get, which is crazy. When I watch shows like Gilmore Girls and stuff, when there's loads of pop culture references, I usually don't get it. I love how we bookies sit on our floor and drink tea and talk about books. It's really nice. I need to study. Means no worries for the rest of your days. You wanna know what I did? You guys remember me being a book nerd and all? You know, the word book nerd being in my username. I think I've just reached an entirely new level. What did you do when you had a day off school the other day? Well, you know the regular, I hung out with my friends, I went shopping a bit. How about you? Well, you know the regular, I just made a tiny freaking Harry Potter book. Look, it is cute!